So today we're going to talk about what I think is a pretty important topic. We're going to talk about trading profits, the expectations versus the reality. When it comes to trading profits, especially for people in the beginning of their journey, when you go on social media, a lot of people post and make it seem like they're making money every single day. That's just not the case. Even though, yes, you can be consistent and then at the end of the week or month make money, sometimes to get there, it's a little bit of a roller coaster. Now, that doesn't mean that the swings have to be big up or big down. I think the farther that you go along in your journey, the better that you're going to be able to control those swings, but there's always going to be ups and downs, and you just have to get used to it. And one of the biggest mistakes that new traders can make is believing that this is like a job as far as the income side of it, where if they make $200 a day, they can make $1,000 a week and they can make $4,000 a month. And that's not how it works. And I think this picture is a really good visual. I posted this on my Instagram the other day. If you want to follow me, it's Matt_Diamond. But a lot of people get caught up into thinking that trading can be like the top portion, where it's just $200 every day, $1,000 a week, whereas the reality of it is down below, where yes, you can have more green days than red days, but there's going to be days where you give some back, where you have a nice winning day, and it's a little bit all over the place. And let's be honest, every now and then you have a really big red day that kind of comes out of nowhere, and then you just have to deal with that, be able to move forward. It does not feel good, but that's a part of trading. So if you're considering getting into trading as a career, you have to get used to the fact that your profits are going to be consistently inconsistent. And it takes a long time to get used to this, because if you're coming from a job where you know the amount of money you're going to make each week, it's kind of comfortable. As long as you show up, do what you have to do, you get paid, and it's the same amount, where this is the complete opposite. This is one of the few careers where you can show up for an entire week, put a lot of work in, give it your best, and lose money. But with a lot of hard work and time, because it takes a really long time to be able to become consistent, you have to figure out what works best for you. It's totally possible to be able to make money trading. If you've watched my videos up to this point, I've proven that, but it is not easy. And trading is definitely not for everyone. This is a very unique way of making money. That's why majority fail. So this is something to consider and deeply think about if you're thinking about getting into trading or you're new on your journey. I've been trading for 5 years, so I think I have a decent amount of experience, and I want to show some examples of this exact thing. So on Monday, February 7th, 2022, I made $1,259, which was a nice green day. If you haven't watched this video, go check it out. And the next day, which was Tuesday, February 8th, I made $420, and I posted this on my Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, check it out. It's @TheMattDiamond. I try to be a little bit more active day to day. And I said you can't put up big P&L every day. You have to take what the market gives you based on your trading style and accept the outcome. And then just to be funny, I wrote also, it's 420, maybe good luck, so calling it a day. So I made $1,259 on Monday and $420 on Tuesday. And believe me, $420 is still a great amount of money to be made, but that's a big difference. So just understanding that I'm not going to be able to make the same amount each day. I just want to take quality setups and then accept the outcome, whatever it is. Big green, small red, or if I happen to make some mistakes and it's big red, just deal with it. And now I'm going to do a quick trade recap of the trades that I took today, Wednesday, February 9th, just to show the fluctuations in P&L. So this is what I was watching today: Tesla, Netflix, Nvidia, Facebook, and AMD. And this is my private Twitter. So I write a note on the overall market, the SPY and the Qs, if there's any major news that day, all the stocks, why I'm watching them, if there's news involved, all the levels that I'm interested in trading around. And then to the bottom left, I take a screenshot of the charts. Green line to the upside being long, red line to the downside being short, and then I make sure to highlight those levels above. If you're interested in getting access to this, there's going to be a link in the description below. So now let's get into the first trade I took, which was on Facebook to the upside. And the reason why I traded Facebook is because on the daily chart, it's been very beat up. So if it could show some strength off the open and then it could take out prior day high, I thought maybe it's due for just a bounce. I have no idea how far it's going to go, but being that it's so beat up, just a nice update at some point. So it had a dip off the open, and then it set the high, set the low, quickly took out that low, but then look at this big buying that came in. So if it takes out the high, I thought it looked pretty good for a 2-minute opening range break to the upside. And then I thought if it broke that high, it could get some more follow through. So as it really starts to speed up to the upside, I took it long just before 225. I ended up taking the 225 calls, 5 of them, and I got filled at $4 even. And it came right into that 225. I wanted to see it clear 225 and stay above. There was a little bit of size on the ask, had some trouble getting through it. When it rejected it that aggressively and it pulled back, just to be safe, I got out of the position and I sold those contracts at $3.70 for a small loss. And now getting into the Tesla trade, so I had a dip off the open, really big buying candle, pulled back, held VWAP and the 9, forming a flag pattern. So I figured if it took out the high, that it probably had a chance to follow through a little bit more. And then as Tesla holds the VWAP and the 9 EMA, starts to speed up towards the upside, I ended up going long right there. I took the 945 calls, 5 of them, and I got filled at $18.30. Pulled back a little bit, wasn't very clean, but it was still above the VWAP and the 9 EMA. Eventually took out the high, got a little bit of follow through, but it found some resistance at 946 and it just was not moving to the upside that quick. I know the personality of Tesla. When it gets going in one direction, it moves very fast. So when it pulled back, I wanted to get out just to be safe, and I ended up selling those contracts at $18.50 for a small win. And after that, I realized that I took 2 trades within the first 10 minutes. That's pretty quick for me. And when I can't get a lot going off the open, I want to make sure that I don't push it. There's no need to overtrade and possibly let the day get worse. So ended up losing 150 on Facebook, making 100 on Tesla to be down $50 on the day. So as you can see, all the days up to this point are very different in P&L. I do not expect the same amount each day. I just want to take quality setups and then make sure those red days don't get too out of control. This is the reality of trading versus the expectations of making the same amount each day. It takes a long time to be able to deal with it, but I've been trading for 5 years now, so I'm just very used to it. So that was my 2 cents on trading profits, the expectations versus the reality, and then showing some really good examples of that. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I just wanted to highlight a couple cool things I have to offer. The first is going to be my newsletter watch list. This is going to be what I post on my private Twitter 30 minutes before market open every day. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a very quick highlight of the SPY, the Qs, the bigger picture, the upside level that I'm looking at, the downside level that I'm looking at, the market news or the catalyst that day. And then I'm going to list 4 to 6 names that I'm watching, my favorites that day, and then the catalyst behind them if there's any news, the bigger picture idea, what's going on the daily chart, and then the levels to the upside and the downside. And then I add some mental notes at the bottom, kind of what I'm thinking that day, make sure to keep my expectations in check and follow my process. And the second thing is going to be a one-on-one call. So if you want something that's less of a commitment and you just want to talk to me about my process and how I approach the market, this is going to be great. It's a one-on-one live call for 1 hour. So if you're interested in any one of these 2 things, there will be links in the description below. Feel free to check them out.